Hello, welcome to Richby's Life's Adventures.
Morning.
If you remember, in our last week's episode, we went on a cheeky little pub stopover with...
The Dolittles.
That's correct. And whilst we was there, we took the opportunity to have a brief little chat with them and see how they got into YouTube and see how they got into van life. So here's their video. Okay guys, just introduce yourself. Well, you're introducing yourself, look. Yeah.
That's Tessie. So that's Tessie. This one is Lily.
Yeah.
Tessie, you need to leave the cameraman alone.
Oh, I'm Claire and this is David from Dolittle Campers.
This is it.
Right, okay, and Dolittle Campers. So I assume that revolves around camping or van life?
Yeah, so we got the camper van. So basically, before we got the camper van, we used to just go for country walks, and Claire used to stop at fields full of sheep, cows, donkeys, horses. And she used to talk to them.
Yeah, love
so
animals.
hence the name Dolittle.
Right.
Me, I'm not so keen.
As we saw in last week's video with the sheep.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so where can we find you?
So where can you find us? So we are on YouTube, Dolittle Campers. We're on Instagram, Dolittle Campers. We are on Facebook. Twitter we don't really use, but we are on there. We do have a presence. And we're also on Caravan Radio.
Oh,
that's
interesting.
So you can listen to that online. Go to caravanradio.co.uk to find it.
Yeah.
We have an hour show on Sundays at 7 PM.
Sundays at 7. Go and check them out, guys. And what made you get into YouTubing?
What made us get into YouTubing? So we were actually actors before, so we met on stage. It was only Amdram, we haven't been in anything famous. But then lockdown came along. We sort of thought, you know, how can we have a creative outlook? How can we outlet? So we decided to do YouTube, didn't we?
Yeah, and it was initially a way of recording our adventures and our memories, but it just evolved into something more, didn't it?
Okay, and what can people expect from your YouTube channel?
A bit of silliness, new places, adventure, lots of dog stuff, dog-friendly places, pub stops, yeah, a little bit of everything.
If you imagine Rosie and Jim, but for adults, that's probably about right, isn't it?
Yeah. What made you get into van life in general anyway?
What made us get into
been
that?
your dream, really, isn't
it's
it?
always been my dream. So I grew up with my nan living in Norfolk, and we used to go to Hunstanton all the time. And along the tops of the cliffs, people used to park their motorhomes, and I used to look at them and I used to think, oh, I wish I was sitting on the top of that cliff with a kitchen where I could go and make myself a nice warm drink.
Yeah.
So then growing up, I thought, do you know what? Now I can afford to, I'm going to get a van. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how we got into it.
And is this your first van?
Yes, this is our first van, yeah.
Yeah. So what made you opt for this option?
So what made us opt for this? So
You looked at a few layouts, didn't you? You had to get it right.
Looked at a few layouts. I think I wanted VW because of the size, so I wanted it to be a T6 so it would fit in a car parking space.
And on our drive.
And on our drive, which then limits you. Most T6s have like the rock and roll bed with the kitchen down the side. I wanted something a little bit different that would turn heads, but also because this has got the high top, for me it's a bit of a hybrid between sort of a motorhome and a camper van, in the sense of you can go and pop the top up with a tent and whatever. You can.
But this is probably a little bit warmer than a pop top as well, because it's an insulated roof section.
Yeah, and it's insulated with, I don't know much about insulation, but apparently it's like the top quality lamb's wool. So if we put the heater on, we've got the electric heater, sorry, the petrol heater, it only needs to be on for about 10 minutes, and this van is stinking hot.
Toasty, yeah.
Okay, so have you got a name for your van?
So yeah, the van's name's Varney, because that was the surname of my granddad, and he helped us to buy it. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a tribute to him.
Yeah, it is.
So you've got a Volkswagen?
Yep, so we've got a VW T6.
Yep.
It's converted by a company called Leisure Drive up in Bolton, and yeah, we love it.
Yeah, and it's a high top.
Yeah, it's a high top.
Short wheelbase?
Yes, short wheelbase.
Yeah.
And the conversion model is called a Vivanti.
Right.
So again, that works quite well with Varney.
Yeah.
Varney, the VW Vivanti.
Yeah. Right, okay. And where have you been on your travels, and where would you like to go?
Oh, where have we been on our travels? Where have we just come back from? So our most recent trip.
Wales.
Yes.
We went to Wales, didn't we? We went to Llandudno, Betws Powys.
Yeah. we got a third of the way up Snowdon and then got out of Puff and come back down. But I did do a little wild swim, didn't I, in the fairy pools.
Ooh.
Where would we like to go?
Well, we've pretty much just done the UK, but next year we are doing a Europe trip.
Nice.
aren't we, David?
Yeah, so I've always
talked her into it.
I've al-
Finally.
I've always been put off of doing Europe because of bureaucracy of you need this pass to do this country, you need this insurance, you need a spare pair of glasses, you need high-vis jacket. I've always been put off by all the rules and regulations, but we're going with friends who've been before,
Yes, they
so
can
that's
show
probably
us
the
the
best
ropes.
way to do it.
Right, okay. Right, well, I think that's about it, and they can head over and check you guys out.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your chit chat,
Thanks very
and
much.
hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Cheers, Rich. Nice
Cheers.
one.
Right, so that was our little chat that we had with the Dolittles. I hope it give you a bit more information on the background of those two. If you really want to, we'll put a link in the description below, and you get to go on their YouTube channel and check them out for yourselves. So anyway, if you like what you've seen, please like, please subscribe, and please comment. If you really feel like it, click that little bell icon and you'll get to see all our future videos. And on that note, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and